Hey everybody, this is Soju Chris back with another video. Today's video is brought to you by Watch Mojo. And today's video by Watch Mojo is called Top 10 Comedy Movie Scenes That Make You Cringe. Now for those that actually want to watch the full content, the link will be in the description down below. Let's get started.
These moments had us laughing our butts off and squirming in our seats. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 cringiest comedy movie scenes. For this list, we're looking at awkward yet hilarious scenes. We'll be excluding cringy scenes from serious dramas, like the first date scene from Taxi Driver. If tragedy and comedy are linked, these clips prove why. Sometimes all you can do is cringe and laugh at the same time. As always, please beware of spoilers ahead.
Okay.
Number 10, Death and Defecation. Death at a Funeral. Fair warning, if you're eating while watching, you may want to put the food down now. Taking our 10th spot, we have legends Danny Glover and Tracy Morgan getting themselves into a hot mess. Literally.
I got a goddamn torpedo coming down. Get my pants down. You do that by yourself. I can't. I'm a goddamn handicap. My drawers in it.
And just when you think it can't get more cringy than getting your hand stuck in a toilet while an old man...
If anybody actually seen this movie, you know which part is about to actually come up. So I ain't gonna say nothing much or nothing further. Even though this video is actually talking about spoilers, so I probably advise those that actually haven't seen these movies, just don't watch the video until you watch the movies that's actually being presented in this video. For those that actually haven't seen the movie, I advise you to actually watch the movies first and then actually come back to these because they talk about spoilers. And I feel like those that actually haven't seen the movies will actually feel like that's a big disappointment because you have to actually watch it. So I advise you to do so and then watch this video, and then you'll totally understand each scene that's in the movie.
Is occupying it, think again.
Wait a minute. No, my hand is stuck.
Bodily functions are a surefire way to up the cringe factor, especially when the setting is a funeral, a time usually reserved for somber reflection, quiet, and respect. This scene has none of those things, and instead we watch as Morgan's character gets himself deeper and deeper into, well, we won't finish that sentence.
How did something like that happen? Oh my God.
Number 9, Super Freak, Little Miss Sunshine. In a movie filled with unexpected moments, both awkward and wonderful, the final dance number in Little Miss Sunshine stands out as a scene that is as cringy as it is cute. Abigail Breslin owns the character of Olive, who unfortunately has to learn the hard way that she's not Little Miss Sunshine material.
I'm about to ace this beauty pageant.
Don't let her do this.
Olive Hoover, 2 minutes.
Look, she's not a beauty queen. She's just not.
That doesn't mean she doesn't give it her all, though.
You know what a loser is?
She gave it her best.
A real loser is somebody that's so afraid of not winning, they don't even try. Now, you're trying, right?
Yeah.
Well, then you're not a loser.
As she showcases moves that shock judges and spectators for all the wrong reasons. The scene pays off as weird and endearing at the same time. Weird or not, it had all of us dying of laughter and cheering when her family supportively joined in.
Yeah! All right!
Number 8, Mike Yanagita, Fargo. For most of us, asking someone out on a date can make for an awkward encounter. But hopefully we never seem as cringy as Mike Yanagita in the Coens' 1996 masterpiece, Fargo.
You mind if I sit over here? I was married to...
The right impression is always
No,
the
why don't you
best
sit over
impression.
there? I prefer that.
Huh? Oh,
Except for when it comes to a moment like that.
okay.
Sure, the movie centers around a botched crime that involves a person being murdered in a wood chipper, but the hardest scene to watch probably comes when Mike makes a pass at Marge following the death of his wife.
Oh, and then I saw you on the TV, and I remembered, you know, I always liked you.
Well, I always liked you,
I always
Mike.
liked you so much.
She disagreed
From his
with
dopey
him.
smile at the start of the scene to his
thinking
puppy
this whole
dog tears at
conversation
the
is dead
end,
as a
the
10.
4-minute encounter in a Radisson plays out like a slow-moving train wreck. All we can do is sympathize with Marge as she sips her Diet Coke and waits for this cringe fest to be over with.
You were such a super lady. And then
You about to start.
I was so lonely.
Oh damn. You about to start crying.
Okay, Mike.
Number 7, Dinner Party, Borat. Where do we even begin with this one?
Going back off of the video that was just being presented before this one. All you need is some company. He said he been so lonely. And then not only that, they mentioned that his wife died. So all he needs is company. That's all. He just needs somebody just to talk to, a friend. That type of thing.
My name is Borat. I like you.
Borat was a cultural phenomenon that produced some of the funniest unscripted moments in modern cinema. Played by Sacha Baron Cohen, the titular character is a...
Is that how that culture is? I don't know what type of culture he is or whatever. Like, they literally just be like kissing each other cheek, and then kiss on the lips. Like, they're very comfortable. Very comfortable.
tornado of poor manners, bad taste, and raunchy, cringy encounters, and the dinner scene epitomizes all of these.
This is my friend Luna.
Hi. Oh.
Oh!
Okay.
She shot.
Well, we were. I don't know exactly what all that we're doing. It is getting very, very late.
You have to excuse me. I'm gonna have to go.
From carrying a bag of his own excrements to the dinner table, to awkwardly musing about...
Excrements? What is that? Is that poo? He was carrying excrements to his table? What's about to happen next? I don't know. I really don't know what's about to actually happen next. I'm so confused off of that part. And then the simple fact that the white lady that was sitting on the side of him was like, well, it's getting a little late. It's getting late, but you guys are still sitting at the table. So apparently this hasn't like gone any further. And not only that, I will say if you wind back to when they was talking, you can still look at the table and nothing has been touched. At least not yet at the moment. But yeah, it's like she was an invited guest. She was making it seem as, oh, okay, so she must have missed out. And yet she must have had to come at a specific time so that she was able to join them or whatever or not. Right? She was making a whole excuse. Girl.
About how his countrymen would go crazy over one man's wife and not another's, the scene is as hilarious as it is hard to stomach.
But can she come for desserts?
Absolutely not, and neither can you.
Number 6, like warm apple pie, American Pie. This star-making scene turned Jason Biggs from a relative unknown into the poster boy for cringe comedy.
That's great.
Walk away, walk away, walk
it's
away,
one
walk
thing
away,
to
walk
experiment
away.
and think outside the box, but an apple pie? Of course, the crowning moment in this scene comes when Jim's dad, played marvelously by Eugene Levy, walks in on him in this compromising position.
No.
Jim's naivete and his total lack of common sense.
I never get this whole concept of pie. I get the idea of pie. It's good, it's delicious. It just came out the oven. But what happens next, I just didn't understand why I had to actually go that far.
Why do this right there in the kitchen? Makes his character that much more lovable and relatable.
And then this happened.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
But it certainly doesn't make the scene any easier to watch.
You know what? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Number 5, voicemail fail.
Cringe moment
Swingers.
for real. That's definitely a cringe moment because I remember as a kid I used to actually not as a kid, take that back. No. When I was actually a lot older, when I actually I heard about American Pie, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. I watched it. It was on FX, and I wasn't watching it with anybody or anything like that. So it was just me. I was in the living room. I was just watching TV. And I was like, okay, American Pie. And then I watched it, and I seen Jim, hang with his friends, going to parties, try to talk to girls, and they try to help him, give him advice, and tell him, certain different things, what a man should and what a man shouldn't do. So it was like he was just trying to play that role, and then certain things was just, out of his league that he couldn't control because of certain unexpected moments happen, and it was these are the most cringiest things that can ever happen to anybody at a certain time frame or a moment where it's unexpected. Like I never thought that when they talked about pie, they was talking about pie. So it's like when I seen that movie, I was like, okay. So he's staring at the pie. So he's about to make him a plate. He's about to go make him a plate, put some whipped cream on it, and eat it. Like that's what it was made for. But it was like I'm not getting the whole concept of watching this movie or anything like that. So why is he just staring at the pie? What is he about to do? And then he does that. And then his father walks in, and then it was this whole embarrassing moment because I was like, oh, so I'm guessing this is supposed to be like what's the word for it? What's the word for it? What's the word for it? It's at the tip of my tongue, and I'm thinking on it. It's kind of like referencing metaphorically what a pie should actually feel like, and I was like, huh? Then I was like, oh, I get it now. But it was like he should never messed that up because that's supposed to be Aiden or whatever not, and it's like he messed it up. Oh man, I would have actually ate the pie. I would never actually took it that far where he actually used the pie. And then his father walked in, and then having this whole conversation, and then it was like further down the line watching that movie. It was always so funny till they got to like college days. So, but if anybody don't know what I'm talking about, watch American Pie. Watch the first one, and then try to watch like the trilogy of American Pie movies that they made, because they're really good.
In a brilliant and underrated movie, this scene still manages to set itself apart. Struggling to get over his ex, Jon Favreau's character Mike Peters calls up a girl he just met and just cannot stop leaving voice messages.
Hi, Nikki. This is Mike.
Whoa,
I
that's
met you
Patty.
at the Dresden tonight.
That's Patty from Iron Man.
I just called to say that I had a great time, and you should call me tomorrow or in two days, whatever.
What makes this monologue so cringeworthy is how unbelievably long it lasts. Watching it, we all wish we could bust into that dingy apartment and pry the phone from Favreau's shaky, clammy hands. But as the stuttering and awkwardness mounts, we're left to cover our faces and thank our lucky stars that we're not the ones leaving the message.
Mike?
Nikki, great. Did you just walk in, or were you listening all along?
Don't ever call me again.
Dang.
Wow. I guess you're home.
This movie is money.
You're so money and you don't even know it.
Number 4, Bag of Sand, the 40-year-old virgin. Have you ever gotten so deep into a lie that the only way out was to just keep lying? That's how Andy must feel about 10 seconds into the poker scene.
Andy, do me a favor. Will you please help him redeem himself by telling a real sex story?
Yes. I don't. You know what? I'm a gentleman, and I don't. I don't kiss and tell.
Not wanting to reveal that he is a virgin, Andy is forced to improvise a sexual encounter that never happened. And in doing so, he all but confirms to the other guys at the table that he's never really been with a woman.
I dated this girl for a while, and she was really a nasty freak. She just loved to get down with sex all the time. She was like, any time of day, she was like, yeah, let's go. I'm so nasty.
If there's ever a movie to avoid watching with mom and dad, it's this one, as there is basically nothing more cringy than Carell's lovable character trying to convince his buddies of his sexual prowess by describing a woman's breast as a bag of sand.
Bag of sand?
This is
you know
like
what
the
I mean.
most
Why don't we
cringiest
just play?
part
Why don't we just deal the cards?
and watch
Number
this movie.
3, Dress Shopping, Bridesmaids.
Words cannot explain the most cringiest part when watching this with a family or a friend and they talk about boobs and he's describing it as sand. I would have just straight up and left. I would have just straight up and left. Like, yo, did you just literally describe boobs as sand? Bags of sand. You go to the beach, you get you a bag, and you put that in the bag, and you feel and caress that, and you tell us how that actually feels compared to boobs, breasts, and yet that's the first thing that came to your mind is sand. Oh my gosh! Like if I watch this movie, I know I'm gonna be cringe, and I know I'm gonna be crying because, but every time I watch this movie, it's like when I was younger, and there was like certain things I didn't actually want to talk about. But it was like as I got older, it's like it's gonna get talked about regardless anyway, no matter who you with or what topics may come up. One way or another, something's gonna come up where it's like similar to that. And I was like, okay. Well, I'm thinking like, okay, well, I get it. It's just it can be embarrassing. It's someone that actually never had done that before. It's like it's way worse than that because it's like they try to find the words that describes it, and yet they have no feeling towards this whole conversation. So it's like this conversation is dry. Oh man, I think the most cringiest part for me watching this movie is when he ends up talking to this girl, and they were trying to get it all, and then the daughter walks in. The cringiest moment is I think when a friend started acting a fool at the job. He had the camera. It's just funny and hilarious. If you ever watch the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin, you gotta check that out.
This is designer as well.
Is anyone else hot?
There's like an oven in here.
From the first stomach rumbles, this scene had us squirming. Little did we know just how far it would go. When bride-to-be Maya Rudolph's Lillian and her bridesmaids head to a high-end bridal boutique, their visit is cut short by a serious case of food poisoning.
You know, I don't really care which dress we get. It doesn't matter to me. I just need to get off this white carpet.
No, okay. No, not the bathroom. Everybody, go outside. I'm serious.
What follows are some of the
She
most
talking about
memorable,
nothing.
hilarious, and cringiest moments in cinema history, with Melissa McCarthy desperately relieving herself in a swanky bathroom sink. Is it weird that this scene is as hard to watch as it is to look away from? And to think that this comedy hit boasts more than one...
Bridesmaids is funny. When I watched this, I cried. I literally cried watching this movie because they just left from a restaurant, and like he mentioned, they had food poisoning. So they only had one restaurant. If you can imagine that, you could imagine what else could have happened since they only had one restaurant. And I was like, I can't. I would hate to be in that situation because it's like, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to just be straight up blunt. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to go outside. And if I can't make it far, I guess I'm going to have to use nature as my toilet, yo. So I'm about to cop a squat in the grass right here. I don't care. If I got to, I will. So it's just when I saw this movie, I was like, I can't. I just cannot just be like run to the bathroom. No, I gotta use it and I got to go. If I don't use it and if I don't go, it's gonna be an accident right here, right now. So whatever I see that's perfect for me is going to be used as a toilet. Other than that, that is it. The rest I will have to deal with after I'm done. After I'm done relieving myself, alright?
One mega cringy scene.
I'm ready to party with the best of them. And I'm gonna go down to the river.
Number 2, cat milking. Meet the parents. Let's be real here for a second. What can be more cringe-inducing than Robert De Niro saying,
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Let us answer that question by showing Ben Stiller's character miming in close-up the way he once milked his imaginary cat on a farm in Detroit. Meet the Parents will go down as one of the great fish-out-of-water comedy.
My thing is this. I can't believe he has anybody actually attempted to actually milk a cat? Cause every time, now, just thinking now, if you milk a cat, that cat is not about to be friendly if you trying to milk him. That cat probably gonna be like, no, yo, that is weird. I've never actually heard anybody try to milk a cat. Cows, that's different. Because we get the milk from cows. But a cat? That's, oh my gosh. I'm about to link into that when I'm done with this, literally.
Comedies of all time. And so much of its humor is derived from Ben Stiller's Greg embarrassing himself in front of his stuck-up in-laws.
Let me guess, Jack. Is that one of your little secret cameras, too? Huh?
Greg.
That's a urinal.
Which holds the remains of Jack's mother.
The look on his soon-to-be wife's face in the scene tells us all we need to know.
Oh.
This is cringe comedy at its finest.
Oh my God.
That's my future son-in-law. What do you think?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few other cringe-worthy honorable mentions. Nickname fail. I love you, man. What is a Jobin?
We get home safe, Pistol. You got it, Jobin. Sorry, what?
Right.
Text mishap.
He
The
said,
age of 17. Regretting a text is even worse.
Like, dude, what's with these weird names you're calling me? Just say you have a good night. That's it. You call me something else, I'm gonna question you. Dude said, you have a good night, Jobin. Even I'm cringed out just by hearing this. This is my first time actually hearing that. Jobin? I never... I'ma just say, we always have something new that makes us question what that could be. And yet, we find it strange. At least I do. I find that strange. Like, that's strange. Jobin. Or that just gonna make me think that's just weird. That's all.
Worse when it's read out loud by someone else.
Say something. Oh my God, say something, please help me.
Is she okay?
We need to watch out for run-on sentences.
Breakup. Happiness. It's not me. It's you.
She was panicking.
Fashion. You think I'm not hip? You think I'm pathetic? A nerd?
Cleanup. Game night. Just spreading around the mess.
Oh yeah. I think that just made it worse.
Huh?
I think what Harry just poured on him made it worse.
So much worse.
Licking dog poop. Step brothers. These bullies mean business.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number one, the zipper. There's something about Mary. If there's one actor who's mastered the art of cringe, it's Ben Stiller. The guy is just hilarious when his back is against the wall. And the zipper scene in the criminally good There's Something About Mary is all the proof anyone needs.
I got it stuck.
You got what stuck?
It. Oh!
We won't go into the details of the scene for fear of being banished by YouTube, but suffice it to say, you'll have a hard time watching it through to the end. Heck, it's one thing to get yourself in a bind, but another thing entirely when everyone is brought in to have a look.
And all they did was lie.
Get down here quick. Bring everybody. Bring a camera. You're not going to believe this.
This scene changed the way folks zip up their flies like Jaws changed the way we swim in the ocean.
A 1 and 2.
No.
And
We got a bleeder! Keep the pressure on. Keep it on.
Do you agree with our picks?
Oh my
Check
God.
out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo.
I remember I watched that movie and he was like stuck. And the other character that just walked into the bathroom, he was like, "What stuck?" He said, "It." I was like, if this part can actually become an anime in this reaction video, it will. It's like, do you guys know the pain that is to actually go through when you zip up your ball sack in a zipper? Like, literally, he's in a bathroom, but he's about to panic, and yet he's trying to hold his composure, and yet it's this guy that's talking about, look what happened, and telling the next person to come into the room. You know how embarrassing that feels? And next thing you know it, the freaking fire department and then the police department come and try to assist you. You know how much pain that is? Are you serious? That's all we have for today. If anybody actually want to watch, I think I mentioned this in the beginning. If anybody actually want to go to the actual video, the link will be in the description down below in the comments. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.